Hello, welcome back to Shadow Phoenix Tarot. And I'm going to do a reading, and I'm going to do one reading and trust that the people that need to hear it are going to be sent to this video on YouTube. I have a new oracle deck called, oh, that was quick, thank you, called Ask Your Guides by Sonia. I don't know how to say her name, but this is a fun deck, and I really like the Amazon reviews on it because it said that it was really a lot deeper than just a typical love, romantic love oracle decks out there. And so, more decks is never a bad thing. Alright, so this first one is Deprivation. And you can call upon your prosperity guides for that. And the number is 34. Do we have any other guides wanting to come through and speak? I think what I'll do is let however many cards come out and then do some tarot for each card, trusting that the guide is going to guide the reading and you. Working with guides and is something that is somewhat new to me in this phase of my life. But it has something I have been accessing, and so I am experimenting and playing with that and giving that some room and space to develop and grow. And, okay, any other ones? Maybe they want to come forward one at a time. Who knows? Whoa. Okay, so if I throw it, I think that counts. Partnerships and love, nature spirits. Number 2. Okay. Let's see if we can do another one. 3 is just a good round number, if you know what I mean. So let's see if we can get another guide to come towards us. We have prosperity guides, nature spirits. Okay. Any other guides that would like to come forward and assist us on our journey, on our human journey? Ooh, I just got hot all of a sudden. Something's happening. Something's happening. Really excited to see what these readings will be like in this new feminine, I call it receptive mode a lot as kind of my own shorthand. And it has been definitely like learning to breathe underwater, as one person reflected back to me. It's definitely a skill that we all have. Mine is pretty significantly underdeveloped, I'm going to say. I'm just going to be honest about that. So maybe I should do some teachings on masculine energy or working with fire energy or air energy. Maybe that's why would I be sharing about things that I'm not good at. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so we just got 2 for now. So here's the deprivation card. Yeah, that's a lot better lining when I pop it up like that, isn't it? Okay, so let's work with the deprivation card first, since that's the one that popped out first. All right, here we go. 1. I'm not going to turn it over. It's going to be a surprise. Let's see if we have any other message. Prosperity guides. Thank you, prosperity guides, for coming forward to assist. Oh, gosh, I don't know which one it was. Shoot. Okay, it'll come back out again if it's meant to be. That's the danger of working with this method, is you have to know. Don't have such dexterity in your hands to catch all of these flying cards, I guess, right? Shoot. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. I just had 4 come out at one time. So that's a nice 5-card reading. So the first one that was open was 2 of Swords. Prosperity guides. Oh. We have 2 of Pentacles and the Emperor. Oh, snap. It's happening. This is going to be in the reverse, I can tell already. 2 of Cups. There's 3 2s in this reading. And the Chariot. Okay, so I just did a reading on abundance, and I feel like this is going to dovetail with that nicely. So the deprivation is feeling empty-handed, filling that hole inside, feeling a hole inside, not filling a hole inside. Although that is the goal, is it not? And really the sense of emptiness. Oh gosh, there's a Tao that says something like the usefulness comes from what is not rather than what is. And really feeling that there's a lot of empty space and a lot of notness. So I want to say the positive thing about this is that you know that you're empty. There's nothing more difficult to fill a full sponge of water with more water. If you're full, you can't do that. And I will even say people that are full of pain, full of anger, full of trauma, if they're holding on to old news, they're not in deprivation. They have abundant destructive energy. They are not in a receptive mode. They are not able to receive. You have to have empty space of some sort. That empty space can be terrifying for us because we associate it with lack. And not to say that there isn't true, genuine lack for us sometimes, but usually we would rather have old trauma and hang on to it so that we don't experience lack because we want to have something and we just don't want to let go of it. The Two of Swords came out first by itself, and I'll tell you a very interesting observation that I had for myself. Just had the video on abundance and now and what is. And I have heard Abraham Hicks talk a lot about people who are not manifesting because they're so fixated on what is that they can't focus on what is coming to them, on what they're manifesting. And it occurred to me that as humans, we could use our insanely powerful tool of denial to help us in our manifestations. See how she has that blindfold on? She's choosing to not see. And this card, generally, I feel like that's an indication that she's going inward, especially with the moon and the water behind her. So for you, definitely go inside. The answer is within you. In my Reiki, I just can't say Reiki, it's the I. In the Reiki healing I had today, she said something about everything that you need is already within you. Everything you need is contained within you. Everything that you need is contained within you. And there was, beyond that, there was a sense of like everything that is contained within you. Forgot about that until this very moment. See, the water brings it back when you need, I guess. I'm learning how to work with this. So that's one aspect of that, is that go within. If you're having lack, don't look around. For the love of God, don't ask other people to fill what you need. Go within, because your higher self, your higher being, the answers are all going to be within you to some extent. You will be taking action, but it needs to be inspired action after you come out of that time of quietness, meditation, introspection, really sitting with, am I deprived? In what way? What is being deprived? What do I need? Connecting with this on some level, facing it. And you don't face it by running around looking at other people. You face it by going inwards. So this is a 2. 34, what's that, a 7? I think, doing my numerology. I can't add. Not in my water brain. Next we have 2 of Pentacles. Again, I'm going to go with this young man, if you can see, is looking up and to the side, kind of like this. And he's holding what is in his 2 hands, but his attention, his vision is somewhere else. And I think the balance between what is and what's coming, the inward, the outward, as it is above, so it is below, these tensions are all, these paradoxes in life are important for us to be able to balance and to begin to learn with the deprivation. And I don't mean this to suggest that you are not deprived, but are you really deprived? What are you being deprived of? Because nothing truly real can ever be taken away from you. I'm going to go straight to the Chariot. Again, we have a crescent moon, just like with the 2 of Swords. So definitely going into this feminine energy, water, to the unknown, even to the shadow side, potentially. And what I really feel like, when I get into a topic, it just explodes in my brain. But the Chariot, the creation is this black horse is harnessed with the white horse pulling the chariot forward. And it's about balance. It's about mastery. It's about definitely going places fast, strong, decidedly, determinedly, with destination, passionately. But the black horse, to me, I feel like is that higher self that is shrouded in shadow, that is the unseen, and it is pulling the chariot for its half. The white horse is the light that is seen, it's bright, it's manifested, and it's pulling the chariot in its own way, and they split the work between them. So the work of manifestation, or the work of healing, the work of anything, always is between our light side and our shadow side, our manifested earth portion, and then our spiritual, ethereal, soul, spirit portion, inner self, the part that's still connected with source. And learning how to harness those things, especially with all of the twos. You have 3 twos, and then again, this is also very much a 2 card. The number is 7, which 3 and 4 adds up to 7, so there's some synchronicities there. So with all of these 2 cards, there's definitely a big balance message that's coming through. So this 2 of Cups reversed, I feel like what's happening is that there's a face-to-face meeting that needs to occur that is not. I'm also feeling like this could be an emotional meeting. We have pentacles, we have swords, there's no problem with them. We even have the major arcana with balance. There's no problem here. When it gets to water, that's what cup is for, and it could be emotional, it can also be spiritual. So all of the balance and the meeting and the teamwork and the splitting up the share 50-50 it's something there's not happening. There's a mismatch. It's not connecting. For you, you're going to have to decide if this is an emotional meeting with yourself or if it's a spiritual misalignment with your higher self or with source, whatever you call your higher power. I feel like if this was resolved, your problem would be resolved somewhat. Also, again, because of this 7, I just really feel like that it's a really big thing about this meeting. And the prosperity guide is not here to bring you prosperity. They're here to guide you where you need to go. You're learning a lesson. The lesson happens to be in the chapter of the textbook called Prosperity. But they are here to help you with this. That's the whole point of the reading. So my suggestion would be, you have a prosperity guide that is here to speak with you through me, through this reading, through the YouTube channel, but also in your own life as you move forward, Chariot, as you move forward, continue to access your guides to harness the prosperity. I personally feel like prosperity and abundance is a great motivator to learn spiritual lessons. I don't know about you. That's definitely my feeling on it. And we have the Emperor. This is 4. This is the stability, numerology. 4 is stability, and we have a 3 and a 4. So again, we're breaking it up, we're breaking it down. The Emperor is all about prosperity. I dare say, there's nobody more prosperous than the Emperor in the deck. Sun, good, healing, but not necessarily prosper. Just means that what is doing well. There's the Empress. She's definitely fertile. But as far as prosperous, I don't know. I really feel like and this is a masculine energy too. This is Aries. He's got the little rams right on him. So the prosperity here, I want to point out, is coming from his being, not from his doingness. He's not up there doing anything. He's prosperous because he is the Emperor. He sits, his job isn't doing anything. His job is to be. He plays a role. He holds in his hand the orb of the world, indicating that that is his dominion, indicating that those are all of his resources, is everything that the world has. The staff indicates that he can take action, he is self-possessed, he is a self-starter, and he is able to point to and direct that energy to complete and do what he wants it to do. All of those resources from the orb, he's able to direct those and manage them how he wants. Like the magician, but the magician is only himself. He's only manifesting for himself. He has all of the elements. The emperor is actually manifesting not just for himself, but other people. He provides stability not just for himself, but his kingdom. He's watching over kids playing in the field. He has, his abundance flows through him, to him, and also through him. And so there's something about this deprivation card that, again, nothing real can ever be taken away. And so you might have something that you are not paying attention to or acknowledging because you are prosperous. That's the thing. We are. We all have prosperity. We all have abundance. But it's being able to identify that, find it, and if we want more, to figure out how to get that to come into our lives more. And so it's not that you're not abundant, it's that you're doing something either to block it or overlook it or to not acknowledge it. He's in a box. Maybe he needs to get out of the box. The Emperor is in an open field. The Chariot is in the sky. The Chariot's definitely in the spiritual realm. So again, we have this dualistic here and there. 3D world, 5D world, spiritual world, material world. And the big hands here are giving to the little guy in the box, if you can see it. There we go. He's got a little hole in him through his chest. Actually, it's a big hole, big gaping hole. And he has an empty dish in his hand, indicating that his container's empty. He's in an empty box alone. It's very desolate. I mean, I'm not at all saying that you don't feel crappy because you're living in deprivation. What I am saying is that there are prosperity guides, that there's a lesson here that you're learning how to overcome this. All right, so prosperity guide. I feel like the Emperor was a really good piece of advice. Finding a way to make that Two of Cups happen. And I really feel like that's something that each of you are going to have to access on your own. Whoever this is resonating for. Getting that Two of Cups and having that face-to-face meeting, absolutely, if you just start with yourself, just facing your own emotions, that should suffice for a good, strong start. But any more advice, prosperity guides that you have for this reading on advice to take, encouragements, any messages, any more helpful messages? Okay, so again, 10 at a time. Holy smokes. Okay, so we have the sun. Like I said, this is the other prosperous. So the sun is shining, also getting out in the field with another horse. So horse is movement. This energy is coming towards you. And you are directing it too. So remember, the Chariot is driving these horses. I'm going to suggest maybe you're not using what you have appropriately. If you have these horses and they're hooked up going different directions and you're driving them off of cliffs, I've been known to do that. You could be squandering prosperity rather than harnessing it and bringing it towards you or taking it where you want to go. So the horse energy I definitely like on this prosperity indicates strong movement, indicates movement at all, and also fast movement. Horses go much faster than people can. We have the shadow side. This is the traditional devil card. This is a really great card because I feel like it lines up with what I've been saying, which is it's not actually dangerous. You're not actually in deprivation. It's a shadow side issue that the universe is giving you the opportunity to look at and dissolve. What I want to say is that once you dissolve this, it's gone. It doesn't come back. We have Nine of Cups, which is the wish card. She's alone, but she's content, and she's also filling up all of these cups, so she's not going to be alone for long because people are coming. And she's got the food, she's got a house, she's got nice clothes on, she has wine, all the markers of a person who's prosperous. And also, again, this is cups, so spiritually and emotionally settled, happy, content, satisfied, ease. And King of Wands is my personal favorite totem. I know how to work this guy. So some of you may be into a situation where you're learning how to work your fire magic. Some of you, it may be about getting out there and making it happen. And definitely with the sun. The sun is obviously, the sun is the sun. Like in astrology, the sun is the actual star, our sun. And then also with Aries, another fire sign. So some of you may be able to harness this right now in ways that you haven't before. It may be time for you to step up and take leadership, start directing, start being more directive, more assertive. So that is your advice from the prosperity guides, is the shadow side, 15. Don't be afraid of the shadow side, dissolve it, with the sun, which is 19. And you also have the 9 of Cups and the King of Wands. So go on out there, go get it. It's there for you. And all those twos. All those twos. Also with the twos is an early number. So it represents, again, besides duality, which we covered thoroughly, it's still in its early gestational period. It's still just arising into the manifest world. It is here, and it is starting to multiply. But it's still kind of far off. That's why I feel like those horses are so valuable, to bring them up fast, bring them up close to you in a very strong, decisive way. Okay, so I'm going to put these cards back in my deck. Let me slice these in here, because we're going to do our next card, which is Nature Spirits. Give me just a second. Prosperity guides, any other messages that I can give to our friends today? Look within you, look up, and look around you. Utilize your resources. I'm feeling that there's a lot of underutilized resources because people are in that shadow side. They're afraid, they're feeling fear. That causes us to close, take a closed posture, a protective posture. We draw back, we hunch down. So first of all, we're not open to receiving in a posture like this. We're not even having conversations energetically, verbal communication, messages, nothing's happening like this. So you're underutilizing your resources. It's out there. It's inside of you. It's around you. It's in the spiritual world. It's in the material world. Open up. Lift up your heart. Expose your belly. Get your shoulders broad and expansive. Put your head up. Look at people. Have your arms open. Open to receive. Open to hug. Generosity might be something that you can do, because you have to have this posture to give, and you're already open so that when it comes back to you, you're open to receive it. So generosity might be something, and it doesn't have to be anything large. It could be a smile. Smile at the grocery store, smile at the gas station, smile at your kids, smile at school, smile at work. If all you can do, if you're feeling so deprived, it's cheap, it's free, it's easy, it's fast. It takes a minimal work, but it is an energetic exchange. Do not underestimate the power and the value of energetic exchange, even if it's just a smile. That is very powerful. Get your posture up, look at people in the eye, and smile. Hold that eye contact for 1 second, no longer, because then it gets creepy, and then just go on with your day. And if you have this posture, people, the universe, energy is going to see you as open and receptive, because you are. And then when it comes towards you, you're like, your glove is open. It's my early baseball experience is coming out. Your glove is open, the ball pops right into it, you got it. Second of all, if you're underutilizing resources, you need this open body posture to have communication with people about what you need. Some really simple stuff. Oh man, I just put the King of Wands back in there. But that Chariot, that Emperor, that King of Wands, they go out for what they need. Ask your boss for a raise. Ask your boss for a promotion. Go look for a new job. Ask your spouse, how can we improve X, Y, and Z? If you have health, again, open up that posture. Call the doctor. Call the holistic medicine practitioner in your area. Call the gym. Call Weight Watchers. Do whatever it is you do. But whatever you're having need around, wherever you're feeling the deprivation, go ask. And I'm not even saying ask, just start talking about it and saying, where can I? Ask people, where can I? How can I? What has worked for you? you're going to get your energy moving. And because, again, you're open to receiving, you're going to get some stuff you're going to have to filter out. You can't carte blanche follow every single suggestion that comes your way. You're going to have to use your higher being's awareness, and it's going to, when you hear it, you're going to go, your inner self will respond to it. Your heart rate will go up. Your body will tell you. Your higher self will tell you when you find the right answer for you. And it's just the next step. You could be applying for jobs. It just might be the next step. Doesn't mean you're going to get a job. Doesn't mean anything else. But it means if you start to appreciate the value of jobs and the value of work, if you go to your current job, you might appreciate the value of that job you already have even better. You might become a better employee. It might become the place where you're meant to be if you're feeling right now that it isn't. So you're just going to get the next step. It's not going to give you the whole map. You're not going to get the end game. You're not going to get the pot of gold. You're going to be starting just for the next step. That's all we ever get, is just the next step. Hate to burst your bubble. Again, if you get more than just one step at a time, call me and tell me what your trick is, because I'd like to know. But ask, because you have resources that are underutilized. And this is the last one. Your prosperity guide is first and foremost among that. So I don't know what you do to pray, chant, accept help, channel, etc. Definitely tap into your energy guides to have that conversation. Ask for guidance, leading, inspiration. Ask for it to come towards you. Because again, being in receptive mode is active. It is active. It's an active way to receive what you need. All right, so we're getting cards coming out for our next reading, which is on partnership and love. So we're going to close out prosperity guides. Now we're going to go to our second reading. Talking about High Priestess. That's my card. That's my jam right there. Another 2. Partnerships and love. Nature guides. And this is a 2. This is what we're looking at right here. Partnerships and love. Another form of prosperity. Partnerships. Love. Partnerships. And there's a lot of people. That's just not one. That's a lot of partnerships. This is a network. This is socialization. This is a tribe. This is a family. This is I can't think of the word I want, but this is a group of people. All right, nature spirits. So a little bit silly to throw tarot cards for nature spirits, since we all know the best way to get the nature spirits to talk to you is to go outside in nature. But I feel they'll indulge us. Okay, it was this one. I think there was a second one down there too. Okay. So we have the High Priestess. Again, this duality with what is within, so without, as above, so below. Being able to access that and really, ooh, this is coming in. Gaia, Mother Earth, also has an above and a below. That's new information. So whoever needs to know that, Mother Earth definitely has the below, because we give things to Mother Earth and she accepts it, transforms it, transmutes it, does her alchemy, recycles it. Bing! New life pops up. Wow, guys. Holy smokes. Yikes. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to tell you what we got here. So starting off with partnership and love, number 2, followed up with the High Priestess, also number 2, followed by the Wheel of the Year. The Wheel of the Year, this is, 10. And then the Hanged Man, which is 12. So like the balance here, 10 and 12, still really balanced. And we have 7 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. You might recognize this lady from her last reading. Okay. Nature spirits, partnerships, and love. The first thing I'm feeling is that definitely for partnerships and love, Mother Earth herself, Gaia, the goddess, however you call her or think of her as, whatever your conception is the first partner that you have. definitely some sort of, and I'm having a hard time putting it into words, but the same way that you have a higher self, Gaia also has a higher self. Kind of like that Aristotle, like the prime, that ideal thing that exists somewhere in spirit, and then, the perfect chair exists somewhere in the universe, in the cave or whatever it is, I don't know. And then every chair that exists on Earth is a mimic of that ideal chair. Almost like that Gaia also has this like spiritual, like non-physical manifestation, which Gaia is physical manifestation. So I've never thought about that before, but especially with this High Priestess, it's a spiritual card. It's a reflection in the spirit of what's here on Earth, which of course is the prime, the actual first mover is spirit. So, and the message behind that is that Gaia, her physical manifestation and her spiritual manifestation, wants to partner with you. She is offering you love. She is offering you partnership. You have been overlooking it. And she not only can offer you friendship, love, support, sustenance, harmony, beauty, regeneration, safety, security, but she has access to all of her friends, which is every single stinking living person on the face of the earth. So she's like the ultimate networker, really. I mean, if you think about it. Wow. Mind blown. Wheel of the Year and Hanged Man. So in regards to nature, this card is about the 4 seasons. If you can see fall, winter, spring, and summer, the Wheel of the Year. Everything is seasonal. Everything is cyclical. Mother Nature naturally has seasons and tides. Naturally has rhythms. You can't fight them. You can ride them. You can learn to ride them. If you can learn to let them pass and maximize each season for what it's meant and intended to do, you are going to be able to maximize love in your life and the partnerships in your life. If you're trying to create new friends in the autumn season, probably not. Just going to throw that out there. Spring, summer, definitely the time for new things, developing things. Harvest time, fall, autumn, time for letting go. There's old partnerships. I don't even necessarily say old love. I'm going to. There's old love that you need to let go of. Because if it's blocking the incoming energy, you're going to be gumming up your work. So remember the wisdom of deprivation, which is if you want something, be empty. Classic wisdom. If you want something, be empty so that there's an empty space to fill. Hanged Man. Definitely feeling like the nature spirits are here to give you a change of perspective. He's hanging off this tree. He's got a raven there. And he's learning a different perspective. He's enduring a difficult time, but he's growing through it and learning through it. And I hate to say that because I don't mean to insinuate that hard times come in order to test you. I don't like that doctrine. I don't like that theology. What I do mean is that when hard times come, and they will, you can learn through them. Also true, seasons of waiting, seasons of work, and seasons of waiting are going to be there. Predictably, reliably, always. Wait, don't fret, don't push. For the love of God, don't push. That's what I've been learning. And you're going to have times of abundance. So in times of abundance, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Live it up. Bond. Mate. Love and partnerships. What have you. So this love and partnerships card. Again, 7 of Pentacles. Strong earth energy. And I'm just piggybacking off of the nature spirits which are the guides that have stepped forward to lead this particular reading. So again, I'm responding to them. Wheel of the Year. And this is a spiritual lesson. So again, that whole duality between manifest reality and then manifest reality spiritual higher being, I guess. Yeah, definitely. This is feeling short but sweet here. I'm not sure where else to take this. I really feel like I really feel like Mother Nature really wants to talk to you directly herself, and just to be open to change, be open to meeting with her, and be open to changing your perspective and paradigms. You have 3 major arcanas here, so there's some massive stuff happening for you. All positive, all good. Albeit some maybe, possibly not. I mean, there's no bad cards here. So I don't feel like you're coming from a bad place. Just because you want to manifest more partnerships and love doesn't mean you're coming from a bad place. You can have more. You can always have more. Nature, okay, something right there. Nature spirits. Nature spirits. What advice or continued messages do you have for this reading? Thank you. 6 of Swords. Look at that water. Moving on. Moving on. And look at that, swords. What an unearth-like message with those swords. Okay, it's coming to me. She's on the water. Water can move. Air also can move and get those currents. So air and water together. And obviously water is a very Gaia thing. Earth, Pentacles is a very Gaia thing. Air, still a Gaia thing. I mean, air and fire exist here in our natural world too. So even though they're more masculine expression, I'm really feeling there's a lot of movement in this card from the air energy and the water energy, and both of them combining and working together, this partnership. Kind of like the last reading. Definitely like High Priestess, accessing duality for movement, for creating change, for creating abundance, for movement, or letting go, moving on. That's definitely an abundance. It's an abundance of self-love. Ooh, let me get into this. It's coming. It's an abundance of self-love. It's an abundance of direction. It's an abundance of manifestation, because this person's going out to meet their destiny. They're not sitting at home waiting for it. They're not waiting for the oak tree outside to grow it from a little acorn and, like all sprout up. Like, they're going out themselves. They're doing this self-reliance. Because remember, you are a part of Mother Earth. We are all a part of Mother Earth. So your action is her action, and your action is supported by her. Same way this water holds her in the boat, in the same way the air is helping to move her. It's not a sailboat, but work with me here. It is... She's supporting, Mother Earth Gaia is supporting this movement. So this looks like a loss. It looks like maybe sadness. Like there's the emotional undertone here is not maybe pleasant or cheerful, not chirpy. But the abundance here, there's an abundance of leaving energy. In the fall, we need leaving energy. We need closure. We need to cut the cords. We need to step out. We need to unentangle ourselves. We need to say, no, enough is enough. That's an abundance of boundaries, of self-love, of direction, of value. This person here in the boat is evaluating herself with a high level of abundance and prosperity. She understands that everything that she has, that she needs, that's important to her, is in the boat with her. It's her. Ooh, somebody say amen. I felt that hit. I felt that one land. Nature spirits. Nature spirits. Ooh. Anything else from the tarot for right now? Nope. Okay, because this is what I'm seeing here on this card. First, the rainbow. So it's about accessing your resources, going to people who are different to you, going to people that have different strengths, different life experiences. Don't feel like you can't diversify. Diversify your portfolio. Diversify your social network portfolio. Get hooked up with people who are different from you. And again, the ask is a big deal. Communicate with people, your friends, your girlfriends, your guy friends, work friends, family. Go to a new bar, go to a new location, go to a new library, go to a new park, go to a new meetup.com location. I'm not funded by anybody. I mentioned Weight Watchers and Meetup.com so far. I don't have any sponsors. These are just things coming out. So, the rainbow, and again, what we know about rainbows is that there are 7 colors that all are contained in white light. So, and then also that was the next point, was look at the light in the center of them as they all come together. There's stars on, these are like little hands. These little hands have stars. So I'm feeling like there's a diversity thing, and this is not like, you know, you do your, this is going to sound horrible, but don't do your affirmative action for your social network. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is learn to identify and appreciate and value different skills and gifts and skill sets that other people have that are different than yours. Now, that may look different ways for different people. Everybody's going to interpret this in their own way. But Mother Nature has a ton of diversity. Was that not what Charles Darwin's evolutionary paper was about in 18 whatever? Was about the diversity. Partnerships are not useful if your partner is the same exact person as you. Your partnership is not very strong. Now all you have is somebody to watch your back. They're not useful for anything because they can do everything you can do and you can do everything they can do. You need people with different skill sets. So if you're a feeler, find thinkers. If you're a doer, find a beer. I don't know. Like, I think you get it. Love can be exchanged through anybody and everybody. Mother Earth herself, plants, trees, animals, people, pure energy. I mean, it's all love. So the love is coming to you, but the partnerships is a much more practical focus on identifying people. And I don't necessarily want you to feel like I'm saying you need to use people, like find people that have what you need and exploit them for that, because you also ideally will be offering your skill set to them. That's what a partnership is about. It's about getting value and also giving value, because part of what we need in this life is to be needed, to be useful, to see that we can have a positive effect on the world around us. And if all we're doing is receiving, then we don't get a chance to access the fact that we have beautiful gifts to give to the world that can enrich them, that gives us a positive and healthy sense of self-esteem and value. And that's important too. Yeah, I don't know. Any last messages here? Let me just see. Nature spirits. Nature spirits. Now, this isn't really my thing. It's not a thing, but feeling like there's some fairies or fae that are available, are ready for acknowledgement, ready for inclusion. So if you are a person who is open to that or looking to that or has that sensibility, do that. And if you're not, maybe you could be open to it as an experiment. And I'm seeing rocks, like just big boulders. So depending on what spiritual path you ascribe to, you may or may not believe that inanimate objects in nature also have spirits. That might be something that you are ready to explore at this point in your path. They all have energy. They're all manifested physical, tangible atoms and, stuff. Plant, animal, mineral. It has a story to tell. It has an energy. It has an accumulated energy from its time here on Earth, however long that's been. Whether you believe that's a spirit, a mist, it's an energy, there's partnerships deeper than you can even appreciate. And I'm just talking about the mundane world, that there's, rocks, trees, animals, currents, air currents, light currents, sound currents, vibrations, harmonies, light, prismatic light with that the rainbow light. So I don't know. I'm feeling like there's, again, some like, this is untapped richness. There's an abundance. There's a plethora of resources. These nature spirits, they're here to help us too. We all are serving the same goal, and we're all on the same team spiritually. And we have a ton of resources that are open to us. So I've had like a real fascination with spider webs lately. I don't know. Strange stuff in the receptive mode that comes to you. But that's kind of my point, is open up your eyes, be aware, ground, get rooted. Your red earth chakra, your orange chakra, all of that stuff, and open your eyes, open your third eye, see what comes to you. I've never did a reading. I've never did a reading with fairies and fae. This might be the first one. I don't know. I'm gonna start seeing now. But you know. All right, so prosperity guides and nature guides, thank you for coming forward today to speak with us, give us your wisdom, offer your help and your continued guidance. We thank you so very much, and we are open to learning. We are open to your direction, and we thank you for your service. And we appreciate hearing from you. And I appreciate you letting me read for you today. Blessed be.